Ever since summer began, my screen time has actually been atrocious.
And sometimes it's even 18 hours a day when a video or a reel is just playing in the background.
Multiple times while I try to get things done and I completely fail. I used to do this in 12th grade and 10th grade a lot because, exams and stuff like that. And so what I would do is I would drain my phone. Draining my phone, essentially getting it to literally 0%. The battery would die in front of my eyes. I'm the type of lazy person where I won't even have the energy to get up and charge my phone. I would just rather stay still. So when my phone was dead and I was lazy to go charge it, I would be forced to confront the reality and to actually study, to actually be productive. In your case, obviously, you can do anything you want apart from scrolling. So when your phone is drained, it's going to take some time to come back to life, right? And that time is really going to wake you up and you'll be like, oh, I can do so many other things than just being on my phone. And no, this is not going to be basic ideas like reading or watching a movie. But for the first activity, I am going to start with reading. People always think about books or these 500-page big novels that seem to be fatter than my entire academic career. But no, that's not true. There's a lot of other things you can read. You can read articles, you can read Substack newsletters, you can read the newspaper. Is it just me or is print media slowly dying out? You can also just read any single thing online like Google News or Yahoo News. And if you do have to doom scroll in the morning, you can start by doom scrolling with the news and you can customize the news that you want to see. So you can just click on arts and culture type of news. If you like business oriented news, you can start with business oriented news. So in that way, you can even turn your daily doom scrolling into something a bit more productive or something that somewhat enhances the quality of your life. If you do want to read books, I do have a few book recommendations. First and foremost, Looking for Alaska by John Green. This book is genuinely so good. If you're into self-help, I would recommend The Mountain Is You by Brianna West. I hope I'm saying her name right. Is the book. This is a really insanely amazing book. I've even marked a few pages, and this book will genuinely help you get your life out of the gutter. Read the Shatter Me series, read Akota. Shatter Me, I have mixed opinions on that. If you're into magic systems and stuff like that, I would recommend The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. You could read a lot of different things, and I think especially reading is a hobby that if the book is really good, if the writing is your type, you're gonna get sucked into a spiral of reading every single book by that author. If you feel like your room is dull and dirty, musty and crusty, you can always start putting posters in your room. I just like to go to Pinterest for poster inspiration, but a lot of other posters in my room are basically just things that I drew or the things that my friends made or random cutouts that I thought kind of represented my personality. So if you try to revamp your space a little bit, even mentally, you're gonna feel a lot more better because the environment around you has changed a bit. Hang up a whiteboard or a cork board where you display your achievements and stuff like that. So if you make little additions to your space, you're gonna feel a lot more inclined to get up and do things as compared to rotting in your room literally looks like a cave. While we're on the topic of room decor, you can always buy an IKEA pegboard. If you're able to buy it, you can buy an IKEA pegboard. It comes with these pins. So the IKEA pegboard, you can buy these supporting accessories these pins and this a stand and stuff like that. But you can put the perfumes that you use on a daily basis. For example, I have this roll-on deodorant from Nivea, and I have this perfume by Paris Hilton. It's just right there. You can put the trinkets that you have or souvenirs from your travel. Again, on the topic of room decor, there's this feature on the IKEA website where you can just go and make your own room. I'm not glazing them or anything, but the feature of making your own room is really cool if you're a professional hater like me. And the thing I hate most right now is Colleen Hoover's books. So what you can basically do is, if you have a physical copy of a book you hate, just tear the page out and you can basically make blackout art with the words from the books. Someone's constructing, but we're gonna choose to ignore that and move on with the video. This is kind of goofy and quirky, but you can make a Google form about a random topic and you have to give yourself a goal of getting at least 25 responses. So if you don't want 25 people, you can go to any social media platform, start asking people to fill it up. And if you do know people, you can obviously hit up old contacts or old school friends. Or next, you can curate your phone cover, cut out manga panels. Basically, you gotta buy a transparent phone case and start sticking things onto the back of it. Put the phone inside the cover. Wall behind me is not exactly an anime wall. It's more like a mixed wall. I have various manga panels stuck on there as well. But if you feel you're up to it, you can always make an anime wall, which is essentially you cutting out various manga panels or getting printouts of manga panels and arranging them in a very aesthetically collagey pleasing way. You can always decorate your space in that way as well, making an anime wall, or you can make a wall for literally any single thing. People often have those trinkets and stuff hanging on their walls, which brings me to the next point. You can also paint your walls. walls. Like Asian Paints or any of these random stationery shops, they're gonna have these buckets of paints that they sell. This is more like high maintenance, and this is more like this is a task that's gonna take more than a day for sure. Now again, on the topic of rooms, yes, we will be moving forward from this topic. Please clean your goddamn room. I feel like my room, if I don't clean it for more than 2 days, I can start seeing like dirt everywhere, and sometimes like you might just step on the dust and you just feel like yourself. So you should definitely clean your room, get a vacuum, get a mop, clean your room, clean the crevices, clean the edges, because I'm sure there's a spider web growing somewhere inside your room. You just haven't found the spider yet. Declutter your bookshelves, declutter your desk, and that decluttering itself takes like a good 5-6 hours, especially if your phone is like, if you're using the phone to play music or to watch a video, that's like you're not doom scrolling at all. You're just listening to music and cleaning your room, which can be look at therapeutic. Your future self will appreciate you cleaning your room. Another thing you can do is start a newsletter, especially if you're someone who has like a lot of opinions about every single thing, or if you have nothing to say. All starting a newsletter can make you like develop opinions of your own. Another thing you can do is clear out your camera roll. If you want to be on your phone but don't want to doom scroll, just put some nostalgia music on. This process might get you a bit emotional because like a whole trip down the nostalgia lane forces you to sit and look at each and every like photograph. Next time you want to take more pictures, you're not going to be frantically deleting stuff to capture the moment. Another thing you can do is old school hobbies. I'm calling this old school hobbies. Why? Because we used to do a lot of these hobbies when we were like younger. Stuff like crosswords, Sudoku, puzzles, jigsaws, and Scrabble. Like I used to, and Snakes and Ladders and Ludo, obviously. I used to play like a lot of those board games, especially when I was like 5 to 12. Like especially you can play these games with your parents or grandparents or siblings or whatever, and kind of gets you a bit competitive. At the same time, it's like a good like bonding moment. Bring that team spirit in you. Is if you're a person who gets distracted easily, there's like crosswords that come in newspapers too, if I'm not wrong. So you could solve those, but make it a point to not go online to get the answers. Do word search. I think word search is like so easy, but it's like it's so time consuming and it's so fun. I love those advanced word search. You can set a timer and challenge yourself. So it's kind of competitive. It gets your brain cells working. Lego. I'm kind of salty because I have like 0 Lego sets. All the Lego I've built is like with my cousins, like not here. Like, you can call like a friend or whatever and you can build a set with them as well. Especially love the Lego flowers, like flowers. So you could start off with the basic Lego sets and then you could move on to more complex ones like building entire environments and stuff like that. Kind of analyze the events that have happened in your life and have a napkin nearby because you might cry. And that's like a more like a reflective sort of experience, especially writing. And if you prefer, you can definitely type things out. Another thing you can do, which is basically inspired by the Mean Girl thing where Gina George has like a burn book, right? Make a burn book of your own. I've seen so many videos of people making their own burn books. A burn book is essentially like the more girlified, girly pop version of the Death Note, if you ask me. Basically, a burn book is like you write the word burn book and you stick like pictures of people whom you hate. Obviously, sticking pictures might be a bit creepy. Maybe the inner hater in you, it brings that hater to life. On a color walk. I think color walks are like such a quirky and unique thing. Is when you go for a walk somewhere like in your neighborhood or whatever and you like challenge yourself to find a certain color, and you can also document it, like take a picture of the color and stuff like that. Let's say you're gonna go for a walk in like a neighborhood where there's a lot of green. You could challenge yourself to find a color that's not green, let's say pink or blue or maroon. Just log into YouTube or Netflix, especially this thing called YouTube University, where you can watch like deep dives on very unexplored topics, documentaries. I especially really enjoy watching psychological ones and like crime. Sends you down a rabbit hole where you watch one video, recommended page recommends a lot of other videos, and you kind of like go down that loophole. I love those deep sea documentaries as well because that's crazy that there's a lot of life existing in the ocean that we don't know about. I always put those documentaries on 1.5x, no offense. When it goes faster, I'm more forced to sit and pay attention. Other webtoon recommendations I have are obviously Weak Hero, Pyramid Game, which is also a K-drama if I'm not wrong. Lookism is a really interesting webtoon. I think there's an anime or something based on that as well. You can read Killstagram, which is basically about how social media like killed this girl or whatever. It was the first webtoon I ever read, and it sort of traumatized me, but it was also like a great webtoon. If you like horror and gore, I think it's a great webtoon for you to check out. You can also read Remarried Empress, The Greatest Estate Developer, and a few hundred more. There's like this, when you open the webtoon app, they ask you like what sort of genres or media you're interested in, and based on what you select, I think you get recommended a lot of webtoons as well. And webtoons are like a very good way to pass your time. as a tourist in your own city. So like you set out early in the morning or like around 10 a.m. You can explore your entire city but through a new lens. So go to a different part of town you've never been to. You'll find like a lot of different hidden spots, or at least if you don't find something Instagram worthy or whatever, at least you had a really great time exploring the area around you. As for activities with your friends, you could have a sleepover where you all just keep your phones locked in a locker or keep it at someone's house, and then you can spend the entire night actually understanding each other. You can play this card game called We're Not Really Strangers. You don't need to buy the cards. There's a lot of pictures of it on Pinterest as well, where you basically ask yourself a lot of questions and you guys can go in turns answering this. I think like that's like one of my most like fond sleepover memories, where we all just like ask each other like questions, insanely personal questions, and that kind of helps you like get closer together in a sleepover as well. Another thing you can do is make Spotify playlists. I'm on my 400 Spotify playlist right now because I've had this account for over 5 years. Making Spotify playlists is such an underrated hobby. Like thinking about each song, the order of each song is like such a lost art. Like you can make hyper specific playlists and you can add like different like covers to your playlists, and that's like a whole thing where this one girl had like different postcards as the covers to her Spotify playlist. Wikipedia rabbit hole, where you start with one topic on Wikipedia. So for example, you start with fails, you will definitely 100% end up in a completely different area of the internet, like Greek mythology. And Wikipedia spirals are crazy because you actually learn so much about a particular incident or event, and one link takes you to another link, and by the time you know it, 3-4 hours are literally passed. Definitely listen to podcasts or listen to like armchair philosophy videos. Another thing you could do is go window shopping, or just go shopping in general, or go to a completely different spot in town and look for things you like. Shop for cute things like this My Melody. She had a bow actually, but it kind of came out. Anyways, moving on. You can go online and do like a lot of shopping, and obviously don't overspend too much, but it's like a fun thing to treat yourself. I want to end this video by saying that it's kind of okay to doom scroll. My phone was charging and I was doom scrolling, but also the time you spend doom scroll is not just time wasted. Do you know what I'm saying? It's also like you maybe needed that rest and it was like your body's way of showing you. Also, if you like doom scrolling like I do, you can just set specific times in your week to doom scroll. If you like doom scrolling for 4 or 5 hours, just set yourself that time in a week to do it, but make sure the rest of your days are spent productively. Sometimes we need the escapism, sometimes we require it, and that's completely okay. So yeah, that was it for the video. I'll see you guys in my next video.